I'm Amanda Nigg on a 5th generation farm. I am certified in personal training, nutrition. My audience is agriculture. You know, and agriculture is, and it's also rural America. It's a lot bigger than just agriculture. It's the people that work the industry. For me, it was really wanting to bridge that gap because of the mental health aspect. I think a lot of people, especially in my field in agriculture, forget that we're our longest commitment. We pour so much time and energy into land, markets, you know, how we take care of crops, our cattle, for example, but we forget that whole component of if you don't take care of yourself, it's a lot harder to pour from a half empty cup than a half full. So when I met my husband, I graduated college as a radiation oncology therapist, which led me to South Dakota. I worked in the cancer facility and quickly realized that I didn't want to be in the cancer field. And I ended up selling insurance, which was with a supplemental company. And I moved up to the Sisseton area. We got in a phone conversation, and at that time I was looking for a trailer because I was getting ready to move from Sioux Falls up to the area. And he's like, well, if I find you a trailer, you have to go on a date with me. Well, what does every farmer have? A trailer. So I ended up going on a date with him, and the rest was history. I've always been into physical fitness. Like, I was that athletic competitor. I grew up playing fast pitch softball. I did soccer. When I went to college, I actually have an associate's degree in health promotion. And so I was always really drawn to that field. You know how you always say you have this bucket list, and one of my bucket lists was to start a fitness business. Little did I know it was going to happen sooner than I thought. In 2020, when our house burned down, I would have to say it was one of the lowest points in my life, because for my husband, he was still able to go farm and still keep his way of life, where I was uprooted, where I couldn't sell insurance anymore. Next thing you know, I'm homeschooling our children, which is a whole beast in itself, and having to navigate our claim. And so for me, my mental health just tanked. And one of the things that I did was working out, and I started posting more about it on social media. And when I started posting about it, and I was super raw, like I mean, looking back at my stories and stuff, like I was crying through my workouts, like they weren't pretty. And it really opened my eyes to how there's just this massive gap within the agriculture industry, where a lot of people are talking about bridging that gap between consumer and producer and educating them that way. Well, nobody's taking care of us. And so later in 2020, I quickly realized that I wanted to start a program. And so I didn't know how to run a business online. I took a couple business courses, went and got certified, and then I officially opened the doors of Farm Fit training in February 5th of 2021. At the end of the day, so many people take our health for granted. And you know, you don't want to be that 80-year-old tied to a wheelchair. The biggest thing I think in agriculture is we're givers in this industry, and we give so much to everything that we do that we forget, like, hey, if it doesn't start at home, who's going to be here for the next generation? Especially in agriculture, a lot of people have a hard time admitting when they're struggling because of that old school ways where it's like dust off and get back to work and work through it. And, you know, that doesn't work. You know, in agriculture, we have the highest suicidal rates in the entire world. And that's where we stepped in, is we're giving them a solution. We're not just telling them what to do. We're offering a solution to better their life, hone in on their nutrition, become a better person, and really excel on who they are and what they're capable of. I hope that people realize that taking care of themselves has to start at home, and it starts with just taking that first step. I just want to be able to bridge that gap and show individuals a way of how they can take care of themselves and be super successful at it. And in return, it's going to help all other aspects of their life as well.